This video is available on videogcse.com. Question 12. Toby invested £4,500 for 2 years in a saving account. He was paid 4% per annum compound interest. How much did Toby have in his savings account after 2 years? Try to do this question now. Pause here and resume the video if you get stuck or when you get your final answer to check that you did it correctly. Toby invested £4,500 for 2 years in a savings account. He was paid 4% per annum, means per year, compound interest. So this isn't simple interest where okay, so just to explain, so just to estimate your answer, it's going to be more than £4,500. It's going to be if it was simple interest, you would just get 4% of 4,500. You would add that to 4,500 for the first year, and then you would add it again for the second year. The problem with this though is that it's compound interest, so Toby will get 4% of 4,500 for the first year, but for the second year he'll get 4% of 4,500 plus 4% of 4,500. So let's just show this the way we're going to do this. I would right away write down 4,500. So for the first year it's going to be times 4% will be the what he gets at the end of the first year. The simplest way that I can think of doing this would be 4% of 4,500. To get 4%, you would do 4,500 times 0.4, and then you would just add that answer, excuse me, not 0.4, to 0.04. That would give you 4% of 4 out of 100, or and this is 4 hundredths. See, so 4 hundredths or 4% of 4,500. This is how you would get it, and then you would just add that to 4,500. A simpler way is actually just to multiply 4,500 by 1.04, and that way you would get 4,000. The answer to this would be 4,500 plus 4%. So it wouldn't actually be less than 4,500. It would be just a little bit above. It would be a simpler way to do it. And if you like, we can do this on our calculator. I'm not going to, because 4,500 times 1.04 will tell us how much interest he has at the end of the first year, but then I need to know how much he'll have at the end of the second year. It's still 4%, so I'm just going to go do times 1.04 again. The reason why I do that is because this here, 4,500 times 1.04 will tell me how much he has at the end of 1 year, and then at the end of the first year I'll just times that amount by 1.04 again to see that amount plus 4% again. And so this is the simplest way of doing it. A simpler way of writing this would be squared, because 1.04 times 1.04, a simpler way to write that is 1.04 squared, and you can do that on your calculator, or you can do 1.04 times 1.04 if you can't find squared. I'm going to do squared. So actually I won't. I'll just keep things simple and just do multiplied by. So 4.4500 times 1.04 times 1.04 equals, and this is the final amount, equals, and this is pounds, remember, 4867, so 4,867 pound, 0.2, 20p. 0.2 is the same as 0.20, and we're talking about money here, so it's 20p. So that's my final answer. Quite easy, quite simple. and let's check the mark scheme to see if I got this correct. This is question 12. Okay. Yeah, they wrote down the same thing. 4,500 times 1.04 squared, and that gave them £4,867 and 20p. They haven't written down the pound symbol because it's already written on the paper. If you got this answer, give yourself 3 marks. Give yourself 1 mark if you wrote down 4,500 times 1.04, or 4500 plus 0.04 times 4500, or for 4680, or 100, or 360, or 4860. So you could easily have gotten 1 mark here if you had any of those written down. This is why it's important to show your work. Give yourself 1 mark depending on if you wrote down 4680 times 1.04, or your 4680 times 1.04, or your 4680 plus 0.04 times your 4680. Give yourself 1 mark for that as well, and give yourself full marks if you wrote down 4867.2. If the correct answer is seen, then ignore any extra years. If you wrote down any extra years but the correct answer is there somewhere, then you would get full marks for that. And there's an alternative method down here as well. Give yourself 2 marks if you've written down 4500 times 1.04 squared. So if you wrote down this bit of working that we wrote down, 4500 times 1.04 squared, you get 2 marks out of the 3, even if you didn't calculate that correctly, if you made a mistake on your calculator. Or also you get 2 marks if you wrote down 4,500 times 1.04 cubed to the power of 3. Even though it's incorrect, you would still get 2 marks for that. Very important to write down your work. And yeah, so the text solution to this video is available on videogcse.com.